good afternoon, good morning, no matter what time it is. I'm always honored by just the guests that appear on my podcast and how knowledgeable, insightful, and how much they pour into their communities. I'm Dr. Lett. This is I'm Dr. Lett, the podcast. I'm honored to be joined by Cameron, someone that I met at a recent conference, really doing the great work to teach the world, their community about AI. Without further ado, Cameron, please introduce yourself.
Dr. Tardell, thank you so much for the time and thank you for the engagement. I know getting out AI knowledge and democratizing it for the wider audience, for the wider society is such an important piece. And that's where I come in. So, like Dr. Tardell mentioned, my name's Cameron O'Brien. And what I do formally is AI implementation, but also I'm out in the community, making sure that the knowledge needed is heard. And that's an important piece because we don't always think about what are the risks of AI. We always think about how can I use this to go faster. So I'm excited to get into it today and just share what knowledge I can.
Now, I would love to jump right in. Talk to us about your career and how did you end up working in the field, in the world of AI?
So I'll say AI as a field and AI as we know it is still the wild, wild west. ChatGPT just reached critical mass 3 years ago with 1 million users. So my introduction to the field was a little bit of a, I'll say, intentional design of trying to do process improvement, find people's pain points, and help alleviate them. This started as a kid where I knew that there were so many little hoops to jump through, red tape to cut in my parents' jobs, in my family's jobs, and that I know that there's a difference between a job, a career, and a calling. Fundamentally, where I come in and where I'm sitting now with AI is helping people get back to their career or their calling. Because if you're just working in a job, you're 9 to 5, the tedious, the monotonous drawl almost of it, that's not fully living your life. There are 80,000 working hours that you have to give. And if you're spending that in a job, that's a disservice to your own life. So where I started as a HR development associate at PNC and learning my HR chops, then going to Mercer as a formal HR change management consultant. I've worked with big firms like Dick's Sporting Goods and Lululemon, but fundamentally where I'm at now, SkillSpout, is where I want to be. Understanding how we can democratize knowledge to the wider AI audience, to the wider small, medium business audience. Because quite frankly, the people that need to know how to use the tool the best or need to use it to keep up is our local community, is our local businesses. And if I can provide them with that power in my role now and helping them understand how it can help them go faster, but also find their own beauty in the world and find their and develop their own masterpiece just a little bit faster, there's a win-win in that. I can help them find fulfillment and I can get them to a place where they want to be.
Yes, absolutely. And in that response, I loved all of it. When we think about AI and the discourse surrounding it, a mixture of fear, excitement. What are your thoughts? Should we embrace AI? Why or why not?
So it's a topic that comes up, and I've dealt with audiences that lean on either end of it. And I think both of their points are valid. The point being where we should adopt AI as a transformative technology. There's been the printing press, there's been electricity, there's been the internet, and now we have AI. Understanding the fundamental change that it has to our working lives, to our society, is a needed piece to make sure that we're going down a positive path. Opposite to that, while it still exists as well, there are the ramifications of this tool. The water usage, about 50 prompts equals to about a 500 milliliter bottle, a regular water bottle. The data center construction and the jobs created and then the jobs taken away, given that it's not permanent ones in construction, it's more so the management of it. There are great good and great bad for this tool. And both of them are true where we can find what we want out of this. It's just a matter of being intentional in what we're architecting, making sure that people are aware of the risks, intentionally designing these data centers in a way that is carbon neutral and supporting the local communities around it, not necessarily draining their aquifers and pumping out diesel fumes in their air that they breathe. There are better ways to do this, and I'm excited to be one of those voices to help move the society in the direction of a positive.
Now, with that, what AI specific tools should every professional utilize?
So it depends. If you're part of a corporation, of course, use the tool stack that the corporation already provides. And a lot of different clients that I work with, that's going to be your Microsoft Copilot or your Google Gemini. Now, as an individual, my personal favorite is Claude, where there are so many different things that you can do with it. You already know that it can be the bread and butter, having the general responses as an LLM, but there's so much more than that. There's Claude Cowork, where it can access your files natively on your actual machine and help you reorganize them and analyze them. There's Claude Code, where you can build apps, websites, a dashboard, really anything that you're looking for with that assistance. It's just such a powerful tool that when you pair it with something else like Obsidian, in this case, would be a fantastic, almost like a peanut butter and jelly situation, where you can upload any documents into Obsidian and it will be stored as a text file. The beauty of that is that text files are going to be future proof. It can be put into any system and read by any software. And so when you have a system that can store any type of text to both be readable for humans, but also for AI, and it stores it through an association map where it's similar to RAG, where there's a whole, and I'm getting a little bit geeky here, but there is a whole depth, a matrix where we have the X, Y, and Z coordinate of how things are associated with each other, say queen next to king. Those two things are being built out to get to a place where, well, as professionals, we can have this almost as our own brain, and we can use this as a data storage and pull back and just help us prepare for things that much faster.
Wow, I love that. And as always stated in every interview with my amazing guests, I will put Cameron's contact information in the description. If you would like more information on what tools you should utilize within your industry, within your work, reach out. Switching gears a bit, Cameron, who is your biggest inspiration?
Thinking about the people that have inspired me in my life, it's more than one. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, it takes a tribe to raise a child. And that's true in my life too, where there are so many people through my childhood, adolescence, into early adulthood, into where I'm at now, understanding the life lessons learned from everyone. I never go into a room expecting that I'm the smartest person in the room. Rather, I'd rather be the fool in the room, asking the immediate question to learn from everyone else, because there's inspiration and beauty by understanding that, as an example, I had my morning walk with my dogs and I saw a brighter red and a darker red cardinal. Now, what that means, given the time frame of the season, is that they're mating, and there's beauty in understanding how that comes together. So my inspiration, to bring this back to the question at hand, is more so on where everyone else has progressed. There's another phrase of we stand on the shoulders of giants. And I fundamentally believe that as a mission for what we do, and to continue to push that envelope and find inspiration and, quite frankly, the remarkable people that we live amongst.
Yes, absolutely. I love how observant you are, even going on a morning walk and the beauty of nature. Now, when you need a break from technology, how do you unwind?
Okay, so this is an interesting question too, because the way I unwind, being a ambivert / introvert, where I get energy from having really good conversations like this, but also being by myself, back to the point of being in nature. I love to go hiking and commune and have a little bit of time where, quite frankly, it just feels like I'm frolicking in the fields. And it's a chance to refill my cup, to be with who I am and understanding what can I do to affect the world. And having that time to think about my own deep thoughts, to listen to long form podcasts, and to understand where is my place in all of this, and having the time to think. It's a refreshing piece where we have the breakaway from the constant noise that is modern life.
Yes. Now, you definitely have dropped so many gems in this interview. I know someone's inspired by your insight, your just eagerness to dive into all things AI. For anyone inspired by this interview, how can they connect with you?
So I have my professional handle at Cameron@skillspout.com if you want to email me there. I'm a part of a training and strategy company, and we are at the mission of making sure that AI training and strategy is human-centered first. bringing the human along for that. So I have that email, like I mentioned, Cameron@skillspout.com, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn as the name states, Cameron O'Brien. Pretty easy to find. I'm out there, just happy to have any conversation and share any knowledge that I have, because that's how we all grow.
Yes. And this interview has been incredible. It's been insightful. I've loved being the learner on this end of things.
Thank you.
With that being said, what takeaways from this interview should viewers leave with?
We are in a time of immense change. And looking at the animal kingdom, the animals that survive great change are ones that are adaptable. And our best way to be adaptable ourselves is our mindset and this thing between our skull, right? We have to continue to learn. We have to continue to grow. We have to find the love and the beauty in learning to keep that as a lifelong mission, so we can keep going out and pushing that envelope and stand tall, like I said earlier, on the shoulders of those giants.
Yes. And the beauty of why I do what I do is to provide all of you with an opportunity to hear from experts, people engaged in their community. This has been amazing. It has been, it's reached levels that I never would have imagined, to where I can connect an audience with someone like Cameron and some of the other amazing giants that I've interviewed. With that being said, I'm Dr. Lett. Cameron, it has been an honor. It has been a pleasure. I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you. And thank you for the time.